So what's your take on this matchup?
Ooh, my take on the matchup. HRE is still very powerful, and I don't really trust JD to really come through. I think she's been nerfed one too many times. Um, let's jump into the game though. We have in the orange trunks playing as the Holy Roman Empire. It is Kaiser Johan. On very good form today, as we saw in the first round. Let's see if that continues going into the semi-final against Aeolus in the yellow. It's Jeanne D'Arc. What are your thoughts on the matchup and the map? Yes.
The map is kind of semi-open, I would say. So there are some openings for Jeanne D'Arc to punish HIE, especially on the right side of the map. There's 2 golds here, so basically, like all the gold that is in the close vicinity of the TC is on the right side. So if you can manage to push HIE off gold, it's gonna be a really tough time for Kaiser Johan. But then again, there's not too many spots that he would need to wall off, and then he would be safe. And then on the other side, where's the second goal for Jeanne D'Arc? It's kind of far out there.
That's the
So...
ones close to the relic, the west, right?
Oh right, that's probably the second one. That's right. Yeah. That's
There's also
interesting. So
this
there's...
gold. Like they're all very far away.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. So I mean, both players relying heavily on gold, either for massing up knights or going fast castle. So yeah, both. I think Kaiser Johan has to be careful that he doesn't get Jeanne D'Arc to punish him, especially with Jeanne D'Arc leveling up. At some point, she's almost unstoppable. I feel like, so it's at least I have a hard time with dealing with her. So
Oh, we
there's
all
that.
do, mate. We all do.
Glad I'm not the only one. But yeah, so taking a look at the scouting, Aeolus went forward to the HRE base, scouted out the gold where the base is at, and then moved around. Now delivering the sheep. Already going up with the School of Cavalry, with 2 villagers and Jeanne D'Arc. As you want to do that, building it with Jeanne D'Arc, getting some more extra XP with
Yeah, pretty
her.
standard.
Yeah, pretty standard. And on the other side, we have a nice circle around the French base. And the Aachen Chapel coming up as well. I would have guessed that he would put it there, next to the gold, next to the wood line. I mean, that's a super good spot for him. And also, like, leaves him open to be very flexible. He can do an early farm transition if he needs to. He can go on mass gold if he needs to. So that's overall a good idea. The thing is, if he gets pushed off of it, he's gonna have a hard time to actually utilize the Aachen Chapel to its full potential. So it's a little bit risky, kind of. But I don't know if he could have put it anywhere else though. Maybe towards the stone even. But then it's also in the front, so you don't like that. So not really a great setup for his base, I have to say.
Yeah, and also doesn't feel like it's. This is not a gambling on yourself, Aachen, right? Not an Aachen that relies heavily on you being able to have the map control. Really use
Yeah.
it. It's really just where you could fit it.
Yeah.
But I don't hate it. I don't hate it personally. Gets the gold, gets wood. They will get sheep once they get brought over to the side. And
Yeah, no, I think it's a fine spot, and I mean, if he needs to go for some early farms, he can put them on the left side, so between the TC and the Aachen Chapel, and that's still in TC range, so it's relatively safe. So out of the 2 or 3 spots that he could have put the Aachen Chapel, I think that's the best one. But yeah, still, it's not a... I've seen better spots, just to in order in terms of being able to defend it. We do have an early outpost coming up from him. although it is on the left side, so further away from the French, so the French can, the knights can probably charge in and deal some damage before the villagers can retreat to the outpost.
And unless Kaiser Johan has lightning quick reflexes. So let's see. He does. Kaiser Johan already with wheelbarrow and the wood upgrade. Oh, I pretty much love that. Ooh, don't get under that TC. Alright.
Yeah, he's definitely having some good reflexes, and the eco upgrades, as you mentioned, making absolute sense. The wheelbarrow helping him to run away from those pesky knights, and I mean the double broadaxe or lumber preservation is just very, very useful in this situation, going on the wood line. One villager getting killed here, the one spearman not enough to prevent that really from happening, although it's just a Dark Age spearman as well. So he probably wants to do the upgrade to the Hardened Spearman soon. So 1-0 for now for Aeolus.
Yeah, worker kills are the definite score here. That's what matters. But it is 1-0 in worker kills, and worker kills end up being very decisive in these games, as we've seen today already. Oh, going in for another round. 2 spears is a little bit too much. You definitely want to fight them. Aeolus, though, massing knights is definitely the way to go. Killing boar. Oh, gonna take the boar as well. Oh, yeah, and JD, woman at arms. Only took 1 boar. I think you wanna join the fight here. Especially since
nice.
Wraith, Holy Wraith is such a good skill.
Yeah, definitely, especially against the spearmen. And again, they're still Dark Age spearmen. Now the upgrade is in queue, and so the Jeanne D'Arc is really able to deal with the spearmen in a good way, easy way. So Kaiser Johan probably needs to, I don't know, yeah, he's adding horsemen to the mix here, but I don't think that's gonna be enough. A little bit of a fight here, but Jeanne D'Arc not wanna take that fight for now. But so far, I would say it's going exactly as you would want it as Jeanne D'Arc. You're pressuring the opponent, you're making sure that he has to mass up units, going for another outpost, that's another 100 wood that he needs to spend, so there's no fast castle anywhere near. And at the same time, you do have the map control, taking the boar, being there with 8 villagers, so very, very effective. And then you can just move from there on. You can move to the berry patches or to the deer packs, to another boar, and just play exactly how you would want to play. So I think Aeolus is very happy with the current situation.
Oh, looks like we have a potential fight. No, we don't. It's a lot of spears Kaiser Johan has been adding.
Yeah, that was a very, very close call. Just trying to test a little bit of the reflexes here, see if you can get a charge in. Just the back and forth, you know, if your opponent is not being careful at this situation, you may actually get a couple hits in. And so that always feels nice. Couple of horsemen now coming out from Kaiser Johan and trying to find some damage on the map here. Finding the villagers actually. Let's see if he, yeah, now he found them. They have a little bit of a shorter side radius, but now he is being able to attack them. But there's also a knight trying to defend
still
them.
Worker kills.
Yeah, so 2 worker kills. There's another one going down. So 2 worker kills in total on both sides right now. So a little bit of a fight underneath the TC and the woodline. Jeanne D'Arc hitting her Holy Wrath ability. A lot of damage on the spearman, a lot of low health spearmen. But Jeanne D'Arc also has to be careful. She's down to less than 100 health. And if you lose her, that's gonna be expensive. You don't want to lose her at all.
No, and we do have three worker kills. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weak spears into that mix. They definitely fall to 1 wraith. And if Jeanne D'Arc plays her cards right, then she might take workers with her.
Yeah, definitely. But then again, I mean, if you're taking 2 or 3 workers, but you're losing 250 gold, it's maybe not really worth it. So you have to be careful. One knight going down, Wrath getting used here. One of the spearmen is or 2 of the spearmen rather are at 1 health. So it kind of feels like the Kremlin from the Rus being down to 1 health, but still being there and being a pressure point. So she has to be careful and needs to take a little bit of time to regain her health for now at 85 currently. But very even game in terms of villager kills for now, 3-3. And yeah, as I mentioned earlier, with the farm transition on the left side of the Aachen Chapel, so more or less safe from the night raids. So both players not in a bad position. I wouldn't say that anyone right now is heavily favored.
Oh, what about Wrath?
That was unfortunate. He moved him back right before she could trigger the ability, and so or use the ability. And so still a lot of low health spearmen. I'm curious if in a situation like this, it would be worth to, you know, just get one more prelate out and then just heal them up, like slowly but surely. Because like you don't want to lose them. I mean, yeah, spearmen are not super expensive, but it's still 100 or 80 resources that you need per spearman. So you don't want to lose them if you can, you know, just save them by healing them up. Another engagement here. Jeanne D'Arc going in again with the Wrath. And still, like halfway there with her health, so she's fine. She's tanky by now. And she likes going in there, it seems like.
Yeah, she likes going in, delivering a Wrath, and coming out. And she already has 1 charge, close to 2 charges.
That was unfortunate. So Kaiser Johan went for a raid with his 2 remaining spearmen, but they went straight into one of the Royal Knights from Jeanne D'Arc and got killed there. So unfortunate raid here for Kaiser Johan. But he's securing his base with a little bit of a wall here, getting the deer, so some nice food. Income, going up with the Ragnus Cathedral, so no fast castle at all. But still a decent timing if you consider how many units he had to put out. And another incoming raid here is getting at least 1 kill, now moving back again, so you just gotta hate those kind of raids from the French.
Yeah, right, just comes in, pokes, comes back, and gets value. It's 1 worker, it's not a lot. It definitely accumulates over time, but Kaiser Johan can live with it. Let's see if Kaiser Johan will be able to collect relics. That really is the most important part here. Does have towers to place them on, which is really good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's the next thing he is looking for. But there's 1 Royal Knight being there at the Ragnus Cathedral, killing 2 villagers by himself. So very, very effective knight usage here. Also, he is aware of the Ragnus Cathedral a little bit before it comes up, and so he's not unhappy about that. Another charge here in the middle, underneath the Aachen Chapel. A lot of dead knights here and very low health knights too. So painful.
Sacrificing Jenny as well.
Yeah, so Jeanne D'Arc getting killed here. 1 Royal Knight getting away with 9 health. Some others with less than 50. So that was not a bad raid, but at the same time he also did lose a lot. So if you're looking at destroyed value, then Kaiser Johan is in favor right now. He killed more than Jeanne D'Arc did. And to your earlier point about that it accumulates over time with the villagers, if it were French that he would be dealing with, it would be even more bad, like worse. Because French has the discount, like the cheap, like faster timing for the villager production, and Jeanne D'Arc doesn't have that, so it's more even than it would be in a French HRE matchup. So yeah, he's definitely fine with that. Just a little bit behind right now. He was ahead in villager count right before the last raid from Jeanne D'Arc.
Oh,
And now villagers on the stone getting killed. Ah, that is so painful. He just moved his spearman away to protect the prelate and lost three more villagers. So 11 villagers dead now. So the last 2 or 3 minutes, he lost, I think it was 7 villagers total. So unfortunately for him.
Yeah, alright, so all getting extended. Kaiser Johan trying to collect those relics, trying to set himself up here for the mid game. Getting 1 relic is already okay. Because it counts as 2, don't forget. Where is it, by the way? Oh, it's in the outpost in Diaren. A lot of farms with the prelate inside Diaren. Getting crossbowmen getting produced. Crossbowmen is an excellent.
Yeah, I really like the crossbowman here. It's a good choice because with the spearman you sometimes have a hard time connecting to the knights, and the crossbowman usually can, yeah, get a 1 or 2 more shots out and then potentially killing the knights or at least pressuring them. But in the meantime, we also had the Royal Institute come up from Jeanne D'Arc, and so she now has also veteran Royal Knights with 230 health. So even with the crossbows, it's gonna be not easy to kill them.
I have no idea how Kaiser Johan is gonna deal with best stallions.
Yeah, that's...
It says in the description, it's the only tag that has flavor text in the description. It's awesome. Alright, a bit of a raid attempt from Aeolus, but yeah, Kaiser Johan's scout getting made. The scout has been there the whole game. Been spotting a lot of movement there. So Aeolus getting cantled saddles as well, so that's charged, right? Charged damage, yeah. Oh no! No, that sacrifice totally made Kaiser Johan. So Aeolus should just go to the relic, right?
Yeah, he's sending one of Jeanne's champions out there, but that's not gonna be enough to deal with the prelate, who's also getting attacked by the wolf now. So he's having a tough day. Another incoming attack here, or at least he faked an attack here underneath the HRE town center. But yeah, the outpost with the Springleton placement, getting some damage out there. 10.8 tiles of range, so that's quite nice here, being buffed by the relic.
Oh, great damage from the Wraith. Unfortunately, those crossbowmen are putting in a lot of work. Together with the crossbowmen, JD has fallen.
Yeah, the crossbowmen are doing a lot of work there, getting a lot of damage done here, and as I said, like, they don't have such a hard time, or as a hard time as the spearmen have, with connecting with the knights. And so again, like, yeah, he lost another couple villagers, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but he's gonna be fine. He's going for a second, or he went for a second TC now, so he can get the eco count up pretty quickly, and his crossbow mass is just adding up 21 at the moment, 22. So that's really nice, and he's also raiding the opponent here on the deer down there. Although not enough units, I feel like, so the villagers being able to contest that by themselves, or with the support of the tower at least.
Yeah, isn't that sad when they can pull a StarCraft and just attack with workers? Just...
Well, I mean, are you suggesting they shouldn't have any damage, or?
No. I'm suggesting that Kaiser Johan should feel shame about that raid.
Yeah, I think he should. The raids are fine, but horsemen are not dealing a massive amount of damage, so he might as well. He has the gold. He could transition into knights for the raids, lancers. and that would be a lot more effective dealing with the villagers and especially with the outpost fire, due to having more health and then receiving less damage in return.
He's gonna use that gold though to make men-at-arms, which is one of the staple units of Roman Empire. Of course, with all of those upgrades, those men-at-arms can be absolutely ridiculous. It looks like if Jeanne D'Arc had maintained those knights and maintained that mass, how different would this game be? Is my question.
Yeah, but at the same time, it is difficult to maintain the knight mass if you're dealing with so many crossbows that are standing underneath the TC, the outposts. So I mean, if you look at the base, it's the Kaiser Johan has more outposts than I've seen some Mongols build, and so that's very nicely done by him. And the crossbow is doing a lot of work here in the back as well, getting rid of the Royal Knights. They are trying to get a raid in. Also, by the way, Kaiser Johan currently being at 4 relics, so there's only 1 relic left remaining in the almost in the middle of the map. A little bit hard to get to it because of the aggression by Aeolus, but still. Big engagement now in the middle again underneath the TC. Crossbows firing away, having a time of their life.
2 towers there with spring emplacements and relics. This is not gonna be good for Aeolus.
This is so painful. Look at this. He already lost 7 knights in this little fight here. There's another one going down. Couple ones having very low health. He did manage to get a couple of crossbows down here. So it's kind of like, yeah. Both players bleeding a lot, but another kill going. So Jeanne D'Arc dying another time. So that's gonna be expensive. 500 gold by now to get Jeanne D'Arc back. And so that's gold that Aeolus doesn't have right now at all.
Well, when you look at the destroyed value, like it just skyrockets up and up and up.
Yeah, it's like
for Aeolus.
3-1 actually at this point, and the army value as well for Kaiser Johan, it still remained relatively even throughout the fight. I mean, yeah, he lost like half the crossbows, but he still maintains a lot compared to Aeolus, who lost also half of their knights. But I mean, half the knights versus half the crossbows, I think Kaiser Johan is pretty fine with this kind of exchange.
Yeah, definitely. If I'm Kaiser Johan, I'm taking this. Now the eco count is equalizing really nicely, like you mentioned earlier, so Kaiser Johan will be able to even get to go aggressive in a little bit. And keep in mind, he has 4 relics with Regnants. This is unbelievable economy.
And he's going for the 5th one, but he will not get one, that's for sure. This one prelate is surely going down here. It went right into... Oh wait, okay, he was seen, okay. I was gonna say, if he really were sneaking past all these knights, that would have been a funny moment for sure.
Yeah, it would be a just passing moment.
Yeah.
Kaiser Johan...
I mean, he walled himself in like a very nice defensive position. He's happy with all the farms he built. He still has a lot of resources, so still a little bit of gold left in his base. Still has the stone. Woodline is getting grim. He has 1 more, but that should be fine for... That should be enough wood for his farm transition, and so he'll... Probably, actually, he could look at going Imperial like somewhat soon. He has enough gold. He needs a little bit more food, but he's on the right way for that.
I mean, I really feel for Aeolus here. He's just trying to do something. And everybody looks. There's towers with sprinkles. There's walls. The army just shows up right away. Like, and Aeolus wants to be aggressive, but he can't. I think Aeolus could realistically get the sacred sites with JD and try to put pressure that way. That would be a way back.
Oh yeah, well the thing is like, yeah, he tried to do something, but I feel like he was running into the into the town centers way too often, and just threw away his army mass. And so now he's trying to breach through and get to the farms of HRE. So that's gonna be a lot of eco damage. The knights of HRE following suit, and just the whole army, you know, like walking behind those knights, trying to catch up to them. But not so much damage found as of yet.
Yeah, the 3 or 4 villagers. Well, that's damage, just not a lot of damage.
No, especially considering that your opponent is on 2 TC. I mean, yeah, it's also idle time. So about 30 villagers idle currently from HRE. But still, he's also not fighting, so he's getting shot at all the time, not really getting anything except idle time at the moment. And another villager going down here. And so he has to be careful. He also, by the way, got walled in, so he can't really retreat right now.
Ooh,
without taking a little bit of time.
It's always
So
tough when it happens,
Kaiser Johan.
right? Oh, but this gold is overexposed!
The gold is very exposed. He has to be careful here to not lose all his villagers. But the thing is, as I mentioned, like, Aeolus can't really stop, because then the crossbows will catch up to him, and the knights will catch up to him. So he's running around in circles and slowly dwindling the numbers here.
Yeah, well, sure, but he's messing up behind this. There are more knights here. And they are gonna go right in and attacking from 2 fronts. Oh, Aeolus with JD doing JD things.
Doing JD things, yeah, you can say that.
Oh, he might actually have found his way out!
Yeah, there actually is his way out, but
Ooh,
not without losing Jeanne D'Arc. So as a good leader, she sacrifices for her people.
Yeah, that's... Sacrifices for her people or paying taxes. One or the other.
One or the other. Yeah, that's about right. In the meantime, Kaiser Johan was able to get all the sacred sites. There's still this one relic left, but he is grabbing it right now, so he will sit at 5 relics and 3 sacred sites, so the sacred victory is ticking down. In the meantime, Aeolus is running a lot of villagers into the keep from Kaiser Johan, trying to find another gold that he can get. So that's another thing to consider. So gold on the map is you know, running out. There's 3 more basically, 3 more gold veins, but 2 of them are in possession or at least controlled by Kaiser Johan currently. And so Jeanne D'Arc really needs to find gold income, because she doesn't have any gold income. She doesn't have anything right now.
Well, I can't believe this villager poll might actually work in Aeolus' favor.
That is crazy. Wow. I mean, the crossbow is only 80 health, so getting 4 damage per hit or 5 damage per hit from the villagers actually gets you down rather quickly. And now the knights are in charge here, trying to get to the crossbows, to the remaining crossbows at least from Kaiser Johan.
Yeah, Kaiser Johan needs to add more production. Floating so much gold.
Yeah, he has an insane amount of gold, of course, with 5 relics and 3 sacred sites. He does have a market, so he could sell it, but he actually doesn't need to anymore, because Jeanne D'Arc is fed up with this situation.
Yeah, Aeolus. Seeding and yeah, Kaiser Johan up 1-0.
Wow, what a game.
What a game. This is a really interesting strategic game. At a certain point, I think Aeolus really felt like there was nothing he could have done. Yeah, I don't think we've seen Siege yet today, and this would have been the game for it. No, we saw some Rams. We saw Rams.
Well, yeah, I mean, you basically see Rams in every game, in almost every game. But yeah, I agree. If if either player could have gone to Imperial, especially French or Jeanne D'Arc, that could have been interesting with Siege. I mean, we're playing the new patch now. It's been like close to a week now, 5 days, and so it would have been interesting to see their approach to Siege and how to play with it or play around it.